Hey, what's going on, guys? It is Wednesday again, 7:30. We are on time. We might be a few seconds off.
Oh, it says 7:31, dude. You're late.
Well, we're gonna hear it from my
I'm not late.
producer.
He's late.
Welcome to the Geek Saga, guys. We're two salty veterans here that love nothing but geek stuff, and we're here to talk to you guys about all kinds of stuff. We've got quite a few things going on. Um, yeah, I was looking at the news that we've got going on for tonight, and we got some good stories.
Yeah,
I'm gonna definitely say that we have good stories. I mean, and you know what? The damn thing didn't save any of them.
I like it.
Yep. Uh, so my computer died, and yeah, it lost almost everything. I do have it backed up on the devil, so the devil can see what we're doing. And so, anyways, you guys, welcome to the show. We always have something that's going on. We're trying something new tonight. We're in front of these lockers, which we don't need that up. We'll just go without that in the background. But I mean, what do you guys think? I mean, it's different. We could actually, you know what? We should put some, since they're metal, we can put metal stuff on there, like magnet, like pictures.
No,
No,
I don't like it.
I like it. So,
Killing me. Anyways, welcome to this week's show. As always, you can find us everywhere at the bottom of the screen in the ticker. Find us on TikTok. Find us on Instagram. Find us on Facebook. You hit us up at the Gmail. And if you have anything you would like to hear us talk about, go ahead and drop us a DM. We'll respond. We'll be able to get those messages quicker because we both have access to them. But yeah, just hit us up. We'll find a new topic to talk about. Today we've got some
pretty relevant news,
movie news, game news.
We got all kinds of stuff going on here. So there's quite a bit of stuff that's been going on, and we'll bounce around between them. So we now have it. Yes, the devil did save it for us, so I'm happy. So, guys, really quick, we wanted to give a shout out to one of our affiliates, which is Renegade Games. I keep showing this game because this is the one we have so far. They've got a lot of the great games. This one is a Transformer deck building game. Artwork is amazing. The colors of all the cards are really great. The gameplay is pretty fun. So if you guys want to get a hold of this game and others that are made by Renegade Games Studios, and which a lot of them are licensees of it's Hasbro, right? Yeah, Hasbro.
Yeah,
Hasbro owns them all. So they got G.I. Joe, Transformers. They got My Little Pony, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, all kinds of different things that are under it. They do deck building games. They have RPGs, and the RPGs are all 5th edition, so you can use that and not get lost, because it's, if you know D&D, then you know these games. Also, all these wonderful lights that you're not seeing, but you're seeing, it's kind of reflecting off the back, are all Ulanzis. I want to show this one right here that I picked up. It was a wand. It's actually really cool. It's got a bunch of different settings that you can set it to. It's got a little LED screen that you can't see. If I had another one, I would show you guys, but they're set up right now above us so we can get some overhead light on us. They work really well. I mean, Dave's looking at them for the first time. It's a great company. You guys can find their affiliate code on our link tree. Go on there. You'll see it. It's like towards the bottom, but it's on there along with Renegade Games and Donner. We should talk about Donner real quick. Donner, the mics that you see in front of us, they're both Donner mics. What we're plugged into is the Donner PCO2, which is their podcasting deck. It's really great. Like all this stuff, I would compare it to Rhodes.
I've never used anything else, so I would say it's comparatively better than everything else.
Well, everything else that we've used prior, but I've used a Rhodes mic, and you know what? It holds up to them. And also, I mean, the construction of these mics are really well made.
Yeah, I mean, I took mine apart just a couple minutes ago to try to mount it in a different way, and then it just went right back together.
Yeah. So check them out at DonnerMusicOfficial.com. You could also find them on Instagram at DonnerOfficialMusic. And that is all the people that we should be talking about that we get stuff from. Like, they provided all these mics and all this stuff. So they're a really great company to work with. and we're looking forward to more in the future. Should we talk about our friends for Comic-Con, LA Comic-Con? How many of you guys are out there that are going to go to LA Comic-Con? Anybody in the comments? Nope, nobody there.
Nobody in the comments.
All right. Well, we are going to LA Comic-Con, which is December 1st through the 3rd. We will be there. We will be there with Project Wish Upon a Star. If you guys checked it out during the week, I did, or was the weekend? The weekend I did do a short little like video on. Did you just put that up?
I did not.
I didn't even touch it. Oh well, there it is, guys.
Oh, maybe I.
Oh,
clicked it with
yeah.
my mouse over here.
We're running 2 mouses, so we have mice. But there you go, guys. Right there, it's Project Wish Upon a Star, the pediatrics charity. It's a great charity, but they are doing along with Arkham Knights and Wayne Industries presents Project Batman, help raise funds and awareness to support pediatric cancer and create a lasting memory for the patients and their families. So you guys, Darren and his wife are amazing people. They've started this years ago with help from Stan the Man Lee himself, and they have, taken kids that are cancer patients and have brought them to Comic-Cons to meet people, but also has brought the Comic-Con experience to the kids when they can't. So they are putting on this at Comic-Con or LA Comic-Con. That little QR code on there, if you guys scan that, you can enter in and donate to them. If you donate $10, they do have these exclusive pops from Box Lunch that they're giving out. We also put it out there this weekend that if you go onto our site, go onto our link tree on Instagram, click on buy us a slice of pizza, we will donate the money to them. If you buy 2 slices, which is $10, you'll get a pack of our 10 stickers along with our dog tag, which I don't have any here, which I should have brought, but I didn't bring. And then as we go up, the things are going to increase of what you can get as long as you donate. So our biggest thing is that it started on Saturday. We're going to end it on the 1st of November or the 1st of December, which is the first day of Comic-Con. At that point, whatever we've collected, we are going to give to Darren for the charity. And then on top of that, I'm also building a costume for one of their special, as they call them, stars. And she will be there to be part of the whole Batman theme, and she'll be wearing a costume. So we're really looking forward to this. You guys definitely check out their stuff. Donate, because Darren and his wife are the biggest donors to this charity, and we want to help them out. So please help us out, help them out by donating to them. So enough of that. All right. I don't mean that like enough of that, but
moving on.
There we go. That's a better transition. Moving on to, do you guys like this format where we're like sitting like this side by side?
I don't like it, dude. I don't like being this close to you.
Full tough. Oh man, my hair's all jacked up from wearing a freaking hat. Better. That's better. All right, guys. So we're changing up our format just a little bit, and we are not going to be doing birthdays, but you can definitely catch those birthdays in our Instagram reels, in our TikTok reels, or stories. What is it on TikTok? It's just posts, huh?
Story.
I don't know.
Videos.
Yeah. You can catch all that stuff on Instagram and TikTok. So when you guys go on there, you can see it. Please please subscribe, please follow us. Everything that you guys do helps us out. So we are ready to move on to, we're actually going to move into our first segment, which is, and I know our producer will get mad that I have not adjusted the volume for this segment, but, oh shoot, you know what? Hold on. Unprepared.
Fire, bro.
I know. We need somebody to do all this stuff for us.
If there was viewers on this podcast today, you would be in trouble.
I would. I honestly would.
Luckily, we have no one.
Wow, we went from a really huge viewership to
this.
Just us. It's okay. We still love you guys when you guys watch us after the fact. Be nice if you guys are here so we could then talk. So I just have this guy that I gotta, look at, talk to. I am been stuck with him for 12 hours, and yeah, it's been a long day. All right, here we go. Nobody knows the truth. All right, enough of that. Here we go, guys. First segment of the night. All right, this week in Geek history, we've got Bram Stoker's Dracula premiered in 1992. Actually, I like this movie.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a huge fan of horror movies and stuff like that, but it's got Keanu Reeves, it's got Gary Oldman, Winona Ryder.
Yep.
It was a classic, man.
It was a great movie.
It's a great portrayal of freaking the Bram Stoker, the OG Bram Stoker story.
Yeah, it was a great movie when it came out. It was really, I've pretty much watched it every year too, as part of Halloween. So, Bram Stoker's 1992. I do remember when this came out. I did go see it in the theater. I was old enough.
I did not.
Well, I wasn't technically old enough, but
I was like 8.
Damn. Moving on. Harry Potter, The Chamber of Secrets premiered this week in 2002. This was the second installment of the Harry Potter.
Is that what the 2 means? Is that
Yes,
what
that's the 2 means. It means it's the second one.
So,
But it was the second installment of the Harry Potter movies, and this is a Christmas Thanksgiving movie.
it is not a holiday movie.
It is a holiday movie.
It is not.
If you guys are out there, if you guys are watching, chime in. Yes, this is a holiday movie. They show 2 holidays. They don't just show one, they show 2. We get to see Thanksgiving and Christmas. We don't ever see Halloween because, I mean, I don't think they really celebrate Halloween. It's just a given, right? It's every day's Halloween for them. But they always put these on as marathons on Thanksgiving and for Christmas.
I put on chonies for Thanksgiving and Christmas, and that's not a marathon. That doesn't make them Christmas underwear.
Well, what if you have some Christmas underwear?
Then make tamales in them. I don't know.
Wait, but if you put them on, you make tamales in them.
That's gross.
With your cheeks?
Only Guzman makes tamales in them.
He slides the husk in and then he squeezes to.
Yeah. Anyway, great movies. They're good. They're good movies, man.
They are.
You can't take away from the Harry Potter series. Chamber of Secrets is actually probably one of my favorite of the movies. More because the basilisk, the actual Chamber of Secrets itself, the freaking you get a little bit of the backstory to the founders. It's kind of nice. I like it.
I like. I think I'm more of a prisoner of Azkaban.
Prisoner of Azkaban is good, but you get Gary Oldman.
Yeah,
so
that's your first look at him in the movie. So, along with this movie, the first Harry Potter also came out this week. I just didn't put that up there, but I thought I'd throw it out there. So, all right, moving on. Next, Home Alone premiered in 1990. Dude.
06.
1990. How old was I then?
12.
Was I 12?
78.
Yeah, I was 12. Damn, that was a long time ago. But this is a Christmas movie.
That's a New Year's movie.
No,
they show it in both.
It's a Christmas movie. Damn it! There's no way around this one.
Yeah, that's
it's Christmas.
movie. You're right. Both of them are Christmas movies.
All right. Yes.
Die Hard is not.
Die Hard is a Christmas movie.
It's not. It's an action movie.
No, it's a Christmas movie.
It's not.
It took place during Christmas.
It did
so
not.
therefore, it's Christmas.
In that
he
case,
went to a Christmas party.
Caveman with Ringo Starr is a Christmas movie because you can't tell when it was done, so I'm going to say it was during Christmas.
No.
Yep.
Moving on.
It happened in prehistoric Christmas.
Shoot. Moving on to our last one, This Week in History. One that I still cannot watch again to this day. All Dogs Go to Heaven premiered in 1989.
Dude, the biggest rival to Disney at the time was the John Bluth films.
Yeah, which were Universal.
And that was All Dogs Go to Heaven, the Five Goes West, American Tail series.
Yeah.
Rockadoodle.
All Dogs Go to Heaven.
I
one. Part two, don't even bother.
Yeah.
But this movie messed me up.
It was a rough movie, dude.
It was.
And then I have to sit next to Carface during these podcasts.
Hey, you know what?
Dude, I will say this though. Dom DeLuise as Itchy in the movie, gold. Freaking gold.
Is he still alive?
I don't think so.
Well, then in that case, R.I.P. Don Luis.
Bro, you don't even know. You
I
can't
don't
say RIP
remember.
if he's not.
Well, I can't remember. I don't remember everybody's
It's Alzheimer's.
death and birthday.
I want to say he did pass, but I'm not
Where
too
are our
sure.
fans at?
2009.
See, there you go. I was right. He's passed away.
Passed.
But his sons are still alive.
Whatever.
Well, his son was in. He had one son that was part of 21 Jump Street.
The remake?
No, the original. His son was in the original 21, but he also played a bit part in the remake with Johnny Depp because both of them were in the original 21 Jump Street. Then you had his other son, his younger son, who was in Gilmore Girls for like 2 seasons.
Who was he?
Who?
His son.
Well, it was a DeLuise.
Slappy. You know, Gilmore Girls might be my most
Don't even.
least favorite show
That
I've
show-
ever watched. And you're climbing in the ranks on how much I hate you at this moment. You're about to surpass Gilmore Girls, I'm telling you.
So okay, DeLuise. Let's see who are his sons.
You don't know, dude.
I don't know him by heart.
Why are we doing research on his kids? They
I
were
don't
not
know.
part of the news.
I don't know, but hey, you know what? Oh, really quick, just we're sidetracking here. I actually last time I worked with Whedon, I told her to watch Gilmore Girls. Her face was like, because she saw herself.
Dude, that show, I don't know.
I can't help it. It's one of my guilty pleasures there. All right. Anyways,
Glad.
that is
Happy for you.
That is it for this week in Geek History. We are going to sign that up. We're weeks away from going to LA Comic Con, and we have nobody on tonight with us. I'm
Okay.
shocked. I'm just shocked. We've been having a good following, and nobody's on. Oh well, we're still gonna do this.
The ghost of Camp Roberts are here. Dude, by the way, before
Okay.
we jump into geek news, I haven't slept in 2 nights since I've been here.
Because you've been by yourself.
No, I sleep by myself just fine. Freaking Monday night, dude, I'm asleep, and every day at 7. Yeah, because I don't get here till 7:30, 8 o'clock now. Fucking lazy. I was literally dragging ass. I was like, I'm not gonna get out of bed. I'm gonna sleep in tomorrow because I had a long weekend. And Guzman every day at 7 o'clock will peek his little head in when he's here, and he'll be like, "Hey, Sergeant, what are you doing in there?" And I'm like, "Laying here, stupid. Like, leave me alone." So, anyways, it happens all the time. Monday night, I'm here by myself. No one's asleep in the barracks. Jimenez is on leave. You're not here. Guzman's not here. Phillips is here, but he's here in the office.
Yeah.
Right? 4:30 in the morning, I hear footsteps. Oh, Sergeant Perez isn't in his room either. So I'm literally the only person on that top floor. And I hear footsteps at 4:30 in the morning. I hear my curtain open and close. So I'm half asleep, So right away I'm like, Guzman, what the fuck do you want? Don't know what time it is. My eyes are closed still. When I open my eyes, it's pitch black and I can hear the footsteps walking around in my AO. Feet from me, dude. And I'm half asleep and I'm like, and at this point I get mad. So I'm like, what are you doing? What the fuck do you want? And I literally felt hands grab me by the ribs. And I woke up and I was like, I am not going to sleep no more. So I literally yesterday hung out in here until like 11 o'clock. And then I finally went over there and I couldn't sleep. I laid in my rack until 1:30. I was just laying there like, it was the most disturbing thing that's happened to me since I've worked here.
So guys, if you don't know, so we work on a base. This place is, and we're way off topic. Who cares? We work on a base that is known for being haunted, and
It's
this
not the only one. Los Alamitos is.
Oh, it's even worse.
Yeah.
Los Al is worse than what we are, but here on this post, and I don't think you've experienced anything till now, haven't you?
Oh no. When I worked here the first time, I experienced shit too.
Oh, really?
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
So we always tell people this place is haunted. They're like, no, it's not. Whatever. And I kid you not, it always happens. First night, me and him ended up at this new barracks where we had to stay at, where we're staying at now. We're setting up our stuff like we're all happy. We're like, woo, we got our little areas. We're setting up curtains. We're putting on all this stuff. I put in my light. It's a touch light, like one of those where you just, not like where you push the button in, but where you just run your finger on it. Had no problems with it, plugged it in. I turned it off because I was getting ready to go to bed, and it turned on. And then it turned off. And I was like, right away, I flip over because I'm not going to, because this guy has his headphones on.
I think I was gaming.
Yeah, he was gaming.
Yeah.
And I text him, dude, my light just turned on. And then all of a sudden it turned off again. And then it turned back on.
I think I texted you too. I was like, move the cord. The cord's probably hot and it's touching the touchpad. And you were like, the cord's nowhere near it. I ran it behind the fucking thing.
It ran a cable so it can go up and over, out of the way, so it doesn't touch. And the light started going.
Nope.
I turned it off. I unplugged it. I was like, you know what? No, that's it.
Yeah. So so 2 other times that I've been here, when I worked here the first time, when we were in the billeting office, I crashed. I was working night shift, crashed on the couch. I was like, dude, I'm tired. Like, I'm gonna crash. Hit up the dude at the gate. Hey, dude, if you need me, just call my cell phone. I'll wake up. And he was like, all right. I think it was Bernard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was Bernard. Anyways, so I lay down and I can hear footsteps behind the little couch. And I woke up and I was like, oh, dude. So that was my first ever encounter with anything. Then I couldn't do it. I was dying one night. I think it was the night I drove in and I was crashing out. So I laid on the floor and I was laying on the floor and I was trying to like just catch a little nap while he was at the gate. No one was coming through the freaking office. And I had a dream that my homie who never worked here came around the corner. He was like, hey, stupid, what are you doing? And I was like, why are you here? And at that moment, I felt something start pulling my little like jacket or blanket that I had on me. Like it was sliding off my body. And I was all like, what is going on here, dude? Like, what is this? So I grabbed the blanket, pull it up, right? Jacket, whatever it was, I pull it up. And I was like, all right, I get comfortable again. And I start feeling something pushing on my shoulder. And I was all like, all right, I'm up. And I don't think I slept for the rest of the time I worked here after that. Like I was just like sitting there and be like, I'm not taking a nap. Like it's not happening.
Oh, man.
And then when I came that I was here on the task force, I was here for like a week. I was asleep in the 7,000 buildings, the ones that are run down by the heat trainer.
Yep.
They gave me my own room because I was the only E5 that checked in. I had a restroom in my room, my bedroom, and then around the corner there was another like bed in case you had to share with someone, and then a fridge and a microwave. And I was in there and something pulled my leg in the middle of the sleep. I was sleeping and it yanked on my leg and I literally slid down the bed and I sat back up and I was like, nope. Turned the fucking TV on, went to the restroom, turned the light on. I woke up, grabbed the extra blanket off the other bed, covered the closet because it was open and it was just dark as shit. And then I literally sat there in the bed with the TV on watching like Everybody Loves Raymond freaking for like an hour and a half. And then finally I crashed. And then, dude, I've had some of the crazier shit happen.
Yeah, I don't mess with the 7,000 block. Recently I had something run, like it felt like finger run up my foot. Yeah, that was.
Yeah, I've had some crazy shit happen to me here, and it's like, and I hear things all the time. I hear people walking. I hear like things get picked up and dropped. Like I hear.
Yeah, no.
I hear it everywhere, dude.
This place is something else.
Yeah.
All right. Now, thank you. And now I'm not gonna be able to sleep tonight, even though you're in the building.
Hey, we'll be there. I'll be there.
Oh God.
Just look
All
over your
right.
shoulder, honey.
No.
Uh,
And we're about to go to mute.
and what do we got for geek news?
All right. Now that we've done that. All right. Where's my mouse? Hey, you know what? We're going to move on to the next segment, which is. Oh, that one sounds good. Well, even Back to the Future doesn't sound loud to us, but I'm sure it sounds
on
loud
the
to
other end it
everybody.
sounds loud.
So, all right, guys, we're starting off tonight with Hogwarts Legacy is finally available for the Switch. So those of you guys are just like me, who have been waiting for this to happen, we are getting a copy of Hogwarts Legacy for the Switch, and everything just went to crap here.
So, not surprising because they do a lot of ports on the Switch, but like every other game that's high end and that has come to the Switch, it's going to be a very small portion on the cartridge if you buy the physical copy, and then you're going to have to download like the rest of it. I haven't seen gameplay on the Switch, and I haven't looked at the trailer. It's the same trailer from when it launched on the PlayStation 5. But how funny that PlayStation 4, Xbox One don't get it, but the Switch gets it.
Well, they had already talked about that. So, when this came out, they said that they were going to obviously it went to PS5 first, then it went to Xbox Series XS,
and then the PC.
Yeah, the PC. So they were still waiting, and they said it's going to happen for PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and for the Switch. So far we've now got one, the Switch.
So it didn't drop for the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox in May of that year?
No, it didn't drop. That's why I've been waiting this long, because I haven't been able to play, and Phil's been running through it over at Distance Learning. So yeah, I haven't been, but he has. I believe it's the Xbox that he has. So game release schedule was for February that's when it came out for PlayStation 5 and Xbox, and then like he said, May was when the rest of them were supposed to come out. It didn't happen. And it wasn't just till now that we got for the Switch. So let's see, insights into, there's nothing else. I mean, they're saying that other than the 14th, that was the only other thing possibly. Yeah, let's see, delays to July and finally to November. So that was for the Switch. There's still no word on if they're going to put it out for PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, which at this point, it's like, what's the point?
I mean, but at this point, it's been out for what?
Almost a year.
Almost a year. Who doesn't want to play most of it? I mean, if you're a Switch player, I don't see why you want to be tied to your house anyways.
Yeah, and that's the thing is, if you have the Switch, then obviously it gives you the mobility compared to like your PlayStation or your Xbox does. So right now, the standard price, so in the announcement of the game's availability on the Nintendo Store, at a standard price of $60. They have the deluxe version, which is a digital deluxe edition, at price at $70, featuring a dark arts pack with cosmetic items and new battle arena. Sorry. So prices are about typical. It's only a $10 difference between your standard and your deluxe digital edition. So it's up to you guys what you want to get, but you do get the dark arts pack and a couple of cosmetic items and new battle arena.
So I think you might be wrong.
What?
And I don't think you've been checking the store as much as you can as possible.
Why has it already gone out on?
It says it's been out since February of 23.
What? I've been looking. Oh, I stopped looking a long time ago.
You got to get off the freaking Alibaba PlayStation app and get on the real
one. Hey, you know what? They have some good games, even though they come out and some of the characters look a little wonky and they speak another language, but you can still play the game.
Yeah.
Why not?
But it's exciting to see that the game's coming out, and I wasn't interested in the game knowing that it was just for the next gen consoles. Because I don't even sit at my Xbox no more. I don't sit at my PlayStation no more. My PC went out on me, so I don't play my PC. So if I can't stream it to my iPad or play on my Switch, I'm probably not gonna play it anymore.
Well, now you can play it on your Switch.
That's right.
Now I got to go get one, or I got to get a copy of this. So, all right, moving on to our next story. Bam! SAG-AFTRA strong. So the SAG-AFTRA strike is over. The studio and actor guilds make a deal. This happened last week, but it was after our show that this happened. So we thought, you know what? Let's talk about this now because, I mean, why not? And moving on to, we do have notes for this. So David did tell me that, like, I didn't know why exactly they went on strike. Because the last time they had a writer's strike was back in early 2000s.
Yep, Daredevil suffered from that.
Well, and so did Heroes, which I really like that show. That was a
Oh
good
yeah,
show.
yeah, yeah.
That was a really
Forgot.
good show, and then they just butchered.
But that was a strike for the writers.
Yeah.
Because without good writers, you have horrible freaking
Well,
shows.
we still are getting a lot of horrible stuff right now, and there's good writers out there.
Yeah, I don't blame it on the writers. Though. They're writing in the direction they're told.
Yeah, I guess so, but
yeah, you're right. I did mention it earlier, and I didn't learn this myself. My son actually told me that the strike was going to happen because they wanted AI to digitally recreate actors' voices, and the actors were like, "Nah, bro. Like we're gonna own our own voice and look." And then they were like, "Cool, we'll compromise with you, and we'll only use dead actors." And they were like, "That's not going to work. Are you going to pay the families?" And then they were like, "For what? They're dead." Like. So they were going to try to do what they did with Luke at the end of The Mandalorian, right? You use old lines to recreate it because Hamill had nothing to do with the end of The Mandalorian, season 2 or whatever. Excuse me. And that wasn't going to fly either. And that's when a lot of the SAG-AFTRA stuff kicked off.
They started going on strike. So this thing lasted 118 days. So these guys were out of work for pretty much for 3.5 months.
Mm-hmm.
Over. Right?
Yeah.
This is crazy how long they went. And I know, like, some of you guys out there that are watching right now are like, well, they're actors, they've got money. Actually, not all of them on that line were those actors that have the cash to be able to go, 3-4 months without pay. I mean, this is 4 months, guys. 118 days is 4 months. 2 days shy of 4 months, but they were out there on the picket lines, going day after day to try to make sure that this doesn't happen. Because, come on, they do work for it. It is playing pretend, but they still, they work. They do this for a living. This is how they get paid. And now you want to say that AI, like we do use the devil.
Well,
that's
Chat
different.
GPT.
Yeah,
but going back to this. Dude, you made me lose my freaking train of thought.
So the strike ended on Thursday the 9th, which that's why we said we're bringing it to you guys this week, because last week it ended right after our last broadcast. So the board members expect to sign off on deals after it goes to them, and then following board approval. So there's still some little things that they got to do, but for the most part, the actors are back to work. And that's what we're really excited about, because projects are going to start back up. Deadpool 3 is getting back on track. What other good movies that we were waiting for?
Well, shoot, there's been a bunch of shows that are also on pause.
Yeah, a lot on hiatus. And the crazy thing is that some of those shows were already shot and done, but because they wanted to show solidarity,
they didn't push them out.
They didn't push them out. So
and then I was one of those people. I was like, man, they're actors, dude. They get paid hundreds of $1,000s to do their parts and do all these things. And what are they striking for? Like, oh, I didn't make $100K this year. Like, boo hoo, right? But then I literally just recently saw a Terrence Howard interview, and he was talking about Hustle and Flow.
Mm-hmm.
He made $3,500 off of Hustle and Flow.
Wow.
And he was supposed to get the royalties for the music. because he actually did the music himself.
Mhm.
He didn't produce it and all that stuff, but he did perform the lyrics and stuff. Like that's actually him rapping in the movie.
Yeah.
They gave all the credits for those songs to the DJ who mixed the songs.
Jeez.
And who owns DJ? Who owns the DJ?
The studio.
Universal. So who got all the royalties for the last 20 years for that movie?
Universal.
Universal's getting all that money. So he was like, I took a small cut because I was supposed to get paid X amount on the music royalties, and I ended up getting shafted and only getting that cut. So that's the kind of thing that they're also fighting for, and it's more about not just the actors alone, but also equalizing like the women actors not getting paid as much as the male actors, and so.
Well, I mean, this is saying that. So when you guys think about, like, okay, like we said, the actors, we think about like the main actors. You got your, Chris Evans, because we think of like Marvel movies. Chris Evans, Chris Hemsworth, Robert Downey Jr. There's more actors out there than just these guys that we see in these big pictures. Because if they shut down a job because there's no actors, guess what happens? It affects the lighting guys, which are the grips, and then you got the gaffers, you got the producers, you got all these people that all are part of a movie or a TV show that affects, that get affected. So approximately 45,000 entertainment industry jobs were affected as production came to a halt during this whole strike. Mm-hmm. So again, it wasn't just like a handful of actors this was 45,000 people, and a lot of them here in California, they got affected. $6.5 billion to the Southern California economy was hit.
Yep.
And it's not like California has the money to really.
Shoot, that and $6.5 billion to SoCal economy, that's almost as bad as when the COVID, all that happened.
And that's over. And with the COVID thing, that's over 2 years. This was over less than 6 months. They're saying this is 6 months.
Yeah, but the biggest hit for like the San Diego area, because I was there when it happened, was not having Comic-Con. That was that was damn near $1 billion itself. Yeah. And they missed it two and a half years in a row. So
that's crazy.
That is a lot of hits to take in the SoCal economy in just 3 or 4 years.
But we are glad to see that this is over and that they're going to get back to work. And then again, a lot of other people are going to be able to get back to work, start paying for their bills, taking care of their families. And again, guys, don't think of this as a bunch of whiny, millionaires wanting their money. It was the whole industry. And then those whiny millionaires finally jumped on the line with them to show solidarity, even though some of them were like, I think some of them were just doing it for their Instagram.
They were there for the clout, man.
Yeah. So. But for those of you guys that are part of, SAG and are those working actors, I'm glad to hear that you guys are going to get back to work and that this was settled. So, yeah. Good story. Good story. We sound like we know what we're talking about.
It helps to do work before we jump on this.
That's true. Yeah.
What is it? Piss poor planning prevents piss poor performance.
Yeah. Well, there we go. All right. Moving on. Kingdom Hearts, guys. This is actually, David brought this up to me. So Kingdom Hearts 4, everything we know so far, which is there's a trailer.
Yeah. So it got announced at the Kingdom Hearts 20th anniversary alongside a mobile game, I believe it was, for like the phones.
Yeah, I saw that.
And then it was like a short teaser, and then they just released like an actual trailer for it, and man, it looks amazing.
Yeah, you know what, when we were watching this, we were like, we should show this, because if you guys haven't seen this trailer, holy crap, dude, it's actually really good. And let me find this one.
Review. Yeah.
All right. No stream. So guys, if you guys don't know, but we run. Well, we'll talk about that afterwards, because I got this up now. Oh, where's it? So, yeah, I'm gonna mute this. You guys don't need to hear this, but you can read the subtitles because it's all in Japanese. But dude, this looks freaking let's go to there. There we go. That's even better. This actually looks really good. I honestly don't remember the Kingdom Hearts games because the last one I played was Kingdom Hearts 1.
I've dipped my toe into all three of them. I didn't finish any of them because I come from the Final Fantasy, like I grew up playing those games.
Yeah.
And it was just enough Final Fantasy to get me interested, but not enough to keep me playing. And this one looks amazing because to me it looks like they're going with
We're losing lights.
to me it looks like they're actually jumping into bringing Sora into a Final Fantasy world and
Yeah.
then drawing the Disney characters in here. So we might actually see like a high def Goofy, a high def Donald. You know what I mean?
Because now they're in the real world compared to
Right.
him in the cartoon world. So yeah, I could see that. That would be so. Also, we were looking at a picture of the comparison of
yeah,
what was his name again?
the most recent Sora,
Sora,
from
yeah.
Smash Bros. Ultimate
and
compared to this.
And if you guys look at that picture, like actually look it up and look at it, and then look at this trailer picture, you'll see how the hair is now like falling like natural, whereas the Sora from Smash Brothers is hair's all like looks like freaking something about Mary, and Ben Stiller got his hands in this dude's hair. So
The gel.
the gel.
But no, I equate it to the difference between playing the OG Final Fantasy VII game,
Mhm.
then playing Crisis Core.
Yeah.
That was a nice upgrade. But seeing Final Fantasy Advent Children, like seeing Cloud with the individual strands,
yeah, the
of hair
strands
and
are
stuff,
falling and
dude,
everything. Yeah.
that was a huge upgrade. And that's what we're getting here. We're getting a Sora that's now high def. His hair is cool. Like look at that scene right there.
Dude.
I don't know if anyone noticed, but we have transitioned from just the video into gameplay. Like this is
It's actual gameplay, which is really cool. Now we're going to go back into the video, which there we go. We're back into the video.
And it looks like the UI got cut out, but on the video we watched earlier, you could see like.
Oh no, we missed it. We were talking.
Okay.
So, and then David right here was saying, we might get a high def Goofy or a high def Donald in this, and
yeah, I mean high def Disney characters because it's always been the entire universe. Like we had Hades, we had Mufasa, we've had all those players.
But it's Donald and Goofy talking Japanese,
dude. Whoever does the Japanese version of Donald does a really good version because I didn't understand him in English either.
But it was actually pretty cool to see that. All right, guys. So this is something to check out. So that's all we know about Kingdom Hearts right now. So that's what you guys are going to know because that's all that's really out there right now.
Yeah, I think they said presumably 2025, maybe 2026, the game will actually come out. But who knows?
You know what? I did write something down for some notes for that. Oh no, I didn't have notes. I thought we were going to do.
Yeah, we did not have notes because we lost them.
Yeah,
and then it's
then
just
the
a
devil.
trailer. But yeah, so far it's just a trailer. If you want to see if there's anything else out there, go look at the Kingdom Hearts 20-year anniversary trailer or whatever. But I don't think there's a release date. They don't have any of the plot details, anything out there. But definitely something to look forward to if you're a Kingdom Hearts fan, or you're just looking for something to play. You're tired of freaking Call of Duty games because they're all the same. Kingdom Hearts,
but they're still fun.
That's the same games.
All right, moving on to our next story. And this is actually our final story, which we're going to actually stay on a little bit more because this is something that we started really having a discussion about today. So Disney CEO Bob Iger said, quantity over quality is the blame for Marvel's box office. So those of you guys out there, if you guys know that this weekend, the Marvels came out. And that's what kind of sparked me and him talking about, and that's how poorly it did in the box office.
I mean, it did $43 million in its open weekend. $47 million in its open weekend, but it is the worst MCU opening in the history of the MCU. So I mean, that's even worse than Quantumania, which didn't do very well either.
Quantumania did not do well whatsoever.
I think even the Eternals did better than.
Yeah, because people were actually kind of excited about the Eternals.
Yep.
And then they saw it as piss poor. So, but it is Marvel's lowest debut, and this is just the debut. So I can only imagine what next weekend's going to be.
Yeah, I mean, if word of mouth gets out and people say that it's actually worth watching, I'm sure there will be more people watching it and getting out there going to see it.
So far, there hasn't been anybody that said that.
But if it stays the way it stays, no one's really talking about the movie. No one's really.
Well, they are talking about it, but they're not talking about it in a positive light. It is all negative because this movie is just.
Yeah. So, and this is where the discussion with us started was the MCU has moved into an era of an agenda, and they're pushing that agenda in all their movies. And what sparked it was Kevin Feige actually spoke about. I don't understand why fans are hating on this movie when they haven't seen it yet. Just appreciate what we're giving you and go watch it. And it's like, but you're taking things that exist and mucking them up and then spinning everything so you can push an agenda.
Yeah. And that's something that if you guys have watched us and have really listened to what we say, like when you hear me say this, I always say that what they do is they take that source product, which source item, source whatever material, they throw it on the ground and then they piss all over it. And then they take the name and say, okay, we're going to do this. That's it. They take whatever the name is and then they just do a piss poor job, but what part of what Iger's saying is that it's audience is burnt out due to the recent Marvel releases.
I mean, and not everything coming from them is horrible, right? Because Loki season 2 just wrapped, and it's got really good reviews
because it was low key.
But
it was also there was no underlying message to it. It's just low key.
Well, there is an underlying tone to that one. You got to rewatch it and then look up what they're pushing. But I tried, and this is what I was telling you earlier. Like, it's one thing to put the agenda into the movie, but to rewrite your movie and make it all about that agenda, and you've taken this really strong lead and turned them into a really strong lead, but now they're only strong because the agenda is wrapped around what they're doing. It ruins like why Captain Marvel is a good character, why Captain Marvel is one of the stronger people in the Marvel Comics universe, not the MCU as well.
Yeah, we don't need to be. It doesn't need to be shoved down our throat that she's a powerful woman lead. She's a powerful superhero. She's a superhero, but she's already aside from that, she was already a strong female lead. If you read the comic books, it wasn't even shoved down our throats. It was just shown that she's soldier or no, she's airman. There we go. Yeah. Whatever, airman.
But she's a service member.
Yeah.
And she's a pilot, which is not easy to get into as anybody.
Yeah.
So she's already stronger than most people just being a regular person. Then when she goes in, meets Marvel, gets her power, she becomes Captain Marvel, and she's even more powerful. So it's like she was already a strong person. Like, who's stronger than her?
Reed Richards. No, Reed.
Well, Reed Richards' son is stronger than the entire MCU or the entire Marvel universe.
So I think it's him. I think it's Phoenix and then her.
Yeah, and then she's somewhere in the top 10 easy.
Yeah.
But and Iger thinks it has nothing to do with the woke agenda or the agenda they're pushing at all. He thinks it's more we're getting too much too soon all the time, rapid fire, and it's not 100% quality like the first 10 years of the MCU was.
Yeah.
It's more they want more Marvel, here's another Ant-Man movie. Oh, here they want more Marvel. Here, Taika, take Thor 5, 6, and 7.
Well, his statement says he's always felt that quantity can be actually a negative when it comes to quality, which I agree with. Feige is saying, whatever we give you,
Be
you
happy.
just take and be happy
Yeah,
with
just
it.
be happy. We're giving you content.
So, which we then started talking about Star Wars, because obviously Star Wars, Disney, they're the same, same with Marvel. So they're all one company.
Same.
Same.
Anyway,
Not same. This different. Same. But we started talking about that because we started getting, to an extent, they were saying that we were getting burnt out on Star Wars. Well, yes and no, because what was doing really well when it comes to Star Wars? The shows. The shows were doing really well.
Yeah.
You got Clone Wars cartoon that came out that was amazing and loved it. You have Mandalorian that came out, awesome. It wasn't too fun. I mean, I watched it, went through. It was pretty good, but the what do you call it? Acolytes? Not acolytes. The Jedi stories.
Tales of the Jedi.
Tales of the Jedi was pretty good. We got more backstory on some of the characters, and we actually saw Dooku as a Jedi, which was really cool.
We saw him
and
as
Qui-Gon young.
Yep.
So they were still really good. The movies, on the other hand, not so much.
See, and that's where I brought in the idea of the quality, like what Bob Iger is saying, quality over quantity, right?
Mm-hmm.
Since 78,
Yep.
we got
77.
a movie, and then a couple of years later we got 2, then a couple of years later we got 3.
Yeah.
And then we all figured out that we were all wrong because it was 4, 5, and 6. And then they re-released them again, and then they re-released them again. And then finally in the late 90s, early 2000s, we get 1, 2, and 3.
Yep.
So it was like this slow drip of Star Wars content, but we were already hooked. You could have gave us nothing for another 25 years, and we would have been like, bro, these first 3 movies are great. We're just going to keep watching them.
Well, but it's also so long before a lot of you were born, before we had this called the interwebs, we didn't get a chance to see stuff the way we see it now, where it's just instantaneously, we've got it, it's going up, and we can binge watch stuff. Yes, we had 77 Star Wars, 80 was Empire, 81 was
Jedi,
Return of the Jedi. And then after that, we didn't have anything because there was no TV shows except for the holiday special, which was horrible. But you guys should find it.
The Muppet special.
Which Muppet special?
Isn't that the same one?
No, the holiday special, the Star Wars Christmas holiday special.
You've never seen the Muppet one?
I've seen the Muppets. No. The episode with Mark Hamill. Yeah, it was a great episode.
Okay,
I remember when it came out.
Know what I'm talking about.
But I'm telling you about the holiday Christmas.
Deer in the headlights. I'm gonna call hunters to come get you.
But so it wasn't like they were popping out content because they didn't have a means to pop out content. So whenever we did get some, we were all over it. Star Wars popped out 2 made-for-TV movies.
Is that the Ewoks?
The Ewoks specials, yeah.
I have those on DVD.
Love those things. They're cheesy as hell, but they are great. I love them. But then we also had Droids, which was a cartoon with C-3PO and R2-D2.
Yep.
They put out toys for that. And then you had the Ewoks Adventures, which was another cartoon. See, we got cartoons, but we didn't get live action shows like you guys are getting now.
Yeah, and then the games were very far and few in between too.
Well, we didn't get like the first Star Wars game that we had was a green and black just digiline game that I used to love to play all the time. It had this little controller, and it was only in the arcade though.
I think the first proper console Star Wars game was on the NES.
Yes, I remember playing that.
And then again on the SNES we had a game, but it was like 1 per generation.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had.
Then you had Pod Racers that came out because that was when. Oh no,
it
was Empire. It was
Shadow of the Empire.
Shadow of the Empire.
N64. Yeah, that game was freaking amazing.
That was a lot of fun.
It was hard,
but it's also because they put out books.
Yes,
we had books. Guys, if you don't know what a book is, Look it up on your computer, on your phone, and you'll see what a book is.
Yeah, we
You
live in
probably
a
wouldn't.
digital Fahrenheit 51.
Yeah, it's sad.
Books are hard to come by now.
They are.
But yeah, so we got this slow drip of Star Wars content that kept us interested. And now, after the end game, basically, we have been bombarded with MCU content.
Yep.
And everything's tied to the actual MCU.
Mm-hmm.
And like things are just not hitting the way they thought they were going to.
Nope.
She-Hulk wasn't well received.
Nope.
Eternals,
Horrible.
Unfortunately,
Horrible.
wasn't great, but it also dropped during the pandemic.
True.
So it
But
suffered
still
from
horrible.
that, and it's still doing better than the Marvels is doing.
Yeah.
What else has come out that has
Well, like you said, we had Doctor Strange Multiverse was not well received.
it was good.
It was all right.
I liked it.
It was pretty good, but it wasn't like, oh my god. The only ones that have hit so far has been Spider-Man.
Yep.
The Spider-Man movies, and we're even talking about the Miles Morales ones, which are Spider-Man again,
Into the
Into
Spider-Verse,
Spider-Verse, and
Across
then
the
Across the
Spider-Verse.
Spider-Verse. Those things have done amazing, but it's because it was a story that
we haven't been hit with a bunch
Yeah.
of times. Yeah.
So even though it's Spider-Man, it's still we haven't been hit over the head with this stuff. Now we get into this, which the Miss Marvel show was on Disney Plus.
Yep.
It did fairly okay, but that's because it was targeted more at preteens.
Yes.
So it hit, those kids nowadays can relate to that character.
Which is what Spider-Man does for most kids, and what Batman does for a lot of people who are into comic books. Like, and then that led into this movie. Like, that's what brought this out. And then the end of WandaVision is what gave us the third lead from this movie. But yeah, it's just I don't know. The state of the MCU is definitely in a downward spiral at the moment.
Well, I think like we hit on it just a little bit earlier, which was they're trying to shove a message down our throats. And we talked about this too, where let's take it back to basics where Stan was doing all the characters. And yes, surprisingly enough, if you guys don't know this, a lot of his characters had messages behind it, even hidden in his comics, but they were so well written that you didn't really see them.
Yeah. And then especially for those of us who were born after the fact, like even you came at the tail end of everything, all the 60s and 70s. You came at the very end of all that. And by the time you were born, even, which was a very long time ago, like
it wasn't that long ago. Jeez.
45 years ago. By the time that, but even still, like I said, all the Jim Crow stuff, all the segregation stuff, all of that was already wrapping.
Yeah.
And the X-Men were already in existence.
Mm-hmm.
And they're a direct reflection of segregation.
Yep.
And all that stuff. That's why they're written as mutants, and that's why every other human hates them, because it was like, hey, this is what's going on in the world, but we don't want you to see it as black versus white. We want you to see it as them versus them. Why is that a thing when we're all sharing this world? Like,
it's human against human, even though you're calling one mutant, it's still human.
Yeah.
So, but then you also look at a lot of the other characters that Stan created. Iron Man. Iron Man was as he called him, a warmonger, out for profiteering during the time of war when that comic book came out. And he also he was an alcoholic, womanizer. I mean, the list goes on, and Marvel characters are flawed. That's why people relate to them.
Yeah.
Now we're getting perfect characters, not so much flawed. And they have a message for this stuff to get shoved down our throats. And
I think I worded it earlier in a perfect way, and it was
I was trying not to.
The world, the characters are no longer flawed.
It's
the world around them that's flawed, and they're trying to make the world a better place by being 100% the best human being on this earth. And it's like,
you can't.
You're one, you're not. Two, your movie sucks, and three, you're not pushing the story further with
Mhm.
with this content. You're revolving a story around something instead of driving the story. And if they were driving the story, it look at the actors in this show, right? The girl who played Ms. Marvel in the
Mhm.
show, she's actually really good. The girl from Multiverse of Madness that played what was that kid? Is that oh no, Kamala Khan.
Yeah.
Uh she was good too. You know what I mean? The it's like Ben Affleck in Daredevil, right? He was great, but the writing sucked.
Yeah. The whole thing just
Michael
sucked.
Clark Duncan, amazing as the Kingpin, horrible lines because the writing sucked.
Yeah.
And then you have Benedict Cumberbatch reprising his role as Doctor Strange,
But the writing sucked.
but the writing sucked.
Yeah, because
You know what I mean?
he would have. He was great. We loved him every time we've seen him as Doctor
Anything.
Strange. Yeah, but even anything. He's been great, but all of a sudden he's back reprising a role that he started, and it just is like, all right, it's all right.
And it's funny because he comes from the early MCU where they did perfect castings, right? RDJ
Mhm.
is
He's-
freaking God, what am I?
He's Iron
He's
Man.
Tony Stark.
He's Tony Stark. Yes.
Like above all else, like he is Tony Stark. Chris Evans, no one thought he was going to be a great
Dude,
Captain America. They were like,
he
dude,
is.
you're gonna cast the kid who failed to be the Human Torch, the goofiest of the four Fantastic Four, as Captain America, and he freaking knocked it out of the park, dude.
He was great.
Like he is Captain America now. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Hulk, give or take, he owned it.
He did. But
Ruffalo owned that role.
I feel, I don't know. I was a little bit more towards Norton than I was towards Ruffalo. But you know what? He took it and he owned it.
See, I'm not a huge Norton fan, but that's more of like he doesn't fit the comic book description of who Banner is. Edward Norton's a great actor. That's not what I'm saying. But freaking Hemsworth killed Thor.
He is Thor.
Even though 1 and 2, 1 is good and 2 is kind of like boring to most people, I thought they were great. I thought Hemsworth's portrayal of Thor was amazing.
And then even when you see him in Ragnarok, his comedic timing was
Yes.
like good. I liked it.
And it's funny because have you seen the interview of Melissa McCarthy when she's talking about working on the Ghostbusters remake with all the female cast?
Mm-mm.
And you know how he plays their secretary?
Yeah.
Okay, so they're on the Graham Norton show and they're talking about she was like, we're on the set and he's freaking hilarious. Everything about him is freaking perfect. And all I wanted was for him to have one flaw. And I got to the point where we were on set and someone started singing a song and he jumped in and he sings like a freaking angel. And she said, I was so angry that I gave him this guttural, like, shut your mouth. Like, you can't have singing too. And it's freaking hilarious because she's like so much emotion on the couch with Graham Norton. And then the other chick from the movie, the comedian
Kristen Wiig,
not Kristen Wiig,
or Kristen Wiig, the blonde chick,
no,
the black chick.
yes.
Okay.
God, I can't remember her damn name.
I don't know her name.
Anyways, she was like, yes, he sings like a freaking angel. He's handsome. He's hilarious. We were like, did you bring writers? Did you bring your own writers to have jokes on this freaking set? And like, they were just talking about how good he is. You know what I mean? But yeah, he freaking destroyed both serious Thor and the funny Thor and fat Thor.
Yeah. Oh, dude, he was great as Fat Thor.
And then freaking
dude, he's
Black Widow.
Yeah, he's even good in what was Extraction.
Yeah, both.
Yeah, both
Yeah,
of them. They're
both
going to come out with a third one. But all right, we're going.
But we're still speaking to the same point. You know what I mean? If you cast the right people and you write well, your movies tend to do good.
Yeah.
And even if you have those underlying stories and those underlying headlines or the things you want us to pick up from the story, but if they're written well, we don't notice them and we still get the message.
Yeah. But right now with, I'm going to close this out because we don't need that still up. But right now that we're seeing what Iger is saying, and then Feige, now we're going back to what Feige said. take whatever we give you guys and just be happy. And it's like the problem here is we're not the ones that you say dance monkey. I'm sorry, but you're the one that when we say dance monkey, you dance because guess who's paying for you to be able to do this? Yes, the studios are doing that, but who do you think they get the money from?
SAG-AFTRA. I'm not affiliated with this guy.
Well, no, I'm saying, I mean,
I think in a more like PC way,
Okay.
I think what you're saying is, as the entertainment industry, you should be catering to what your audience wants.
Yeah, you
Not the audience yearning for whatever crap you're throwing out on the stage.
Yeah, because we're not going to be like, yeah, just make whatever, and we'll come in droves, tossing you guys money, and But I'm not saying that to everybody. I'm Kevin, talking to you.
I mean, so now we're at a point where Bob Iger, who's in charge of Disney overall, right, has an idea of quantity over quality, and it's kind of like even Star Wars is taking a hit from the quality thing. Andor wasn't great. It was good, and a lot of people like it.
I didn't,
but it wasn't like every single person. When Loki came out, everyone was like, "Oh my god, that show's great."
It was.
When Mandalorian season 1 came out, everybody was like,
freaking amazing.
Have you seen this?
Yeah.
Like, this is amazing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you get Andor, and you're just like, "Oh, it was good. It's
political,
still Star Wars, and I love it." But
it's because it was just political intrigue, and it just didn't hit as well.
And it kind of like, it's weird that Feige's becoming like Kathleen Kennedy now. You know what I mean? Like he's skirting that line.
I think he's just crossed it.
Maybe.
I mean, saying what he said, I think he just crossed it, because it's kind of like, you brought that up, fool.
The hell?
I didn't touch it. You have.
Go away.
But the whole thing is that, we're starting to see Feige now take the stance of, like he said, Kennedy, where she was like, you, not me. It's all you guys. It's all your crap. And it's no.
And I mean, we do have a fault in that, right? Because when the whole Snyderverse thing happened, we picked up a lot of power voting for the Snyderverse, and then bam, they were like, fine, freaking take the Snyder. Here's your damn Snyder cut. Take the movie.
And it was actually good.
Fuck off. Leave us alone now.
And it did
better. But it wasn't the only time we've done that, right? Like, what else? There's been a few things where the fans talk about it and they change things, they adjust.
Well, the fans have brought back TV shows. The fans have gotten movies because the fans have spoken up and said, hey, this is what we want. You guys are screwing up. If you guys give us this, do you understand what you guys will get in return, which is a lot of money?
Yeah. And it goes to, I always refer back to my kids, right? But my 20-year-old was telling me, like, the fans even saved an anime character, because in the original Bleach, 1,000-Year Blood War, Byakuya, who's, you know who Byakuya is?
Yes.
The captain, right? He was supposed to die when the whole 1,000-Year Blood War. He fought the dude with the spikes on his face, and you see him hit the wall. He bleeds out. They've stolen his
soul.
His bankai.
Yeah, sorry.
And he was supposed to die. Well, that was it. Like, he was gonna leave. Kubo was gonna leave it like that, and then he was like, "Oh, dude, the female fans are gonna kill me because Byakuya is a favorite of them." And then, sure enough, like, people were like, "He better not die. He can't die. He can't." And then, so I don't remember if he said in the manga they fixed it, but when the anime came out, he comes back, and he's alive again. And it's like,
which I still gotta watch it.
We've got points where we've won as a fandom. And like, now you're telling us, well, you've had a couple wins, so shut the fuck up and sit down.
Yeah,
like,
just take this because it's what you're gonna get.
And I mean, for a long time we didn't have a voice, right? So when the original Star Wars came out, no one cared. Like, we took what they gave us and we ran with it. But by the time 7, 8, and 9 came out, we still didn't have like the control we have now. It wasn't until 9 came out that we were like, oh, that kind of sucked as a trilogy. Because we were hoping, 1 was okay, it was not bad. 2 was not so
It was
good.
starting to go down. And, we got
And then
that
3 was, there's
Casino.
hope. They're bringing back Abrams. And then he just let it fall to the wayside as well. Maybe he didn't want it to compete with the Star Trek movies. I don't know.
He was too, well, I think he was more focused on Star Trek. And he was
Yeah.
just like, all right, fine, I'll come back, do this. And then he's just like, all right.
Let it go.
Yes. Well, no. Okay. I digress. So he had mentioned, Abrams had mentioned.
Who stayed alive in both?
Your mom. She's talking about the anime.
Oh, thanks, babe.
But Abrams had said that by the time he got to the third one, when he came back, the damage was done. It was pretty much irreversible. He laid out all 3 movies for Disney, and they did exactly what I always say. Took the source material, threw it on the ground. And they're like, nah, we're going to go a different route.
Yeah. And the only thing he could have done differently was changed Palpatine as the main villain. They could have did so much more. They could have brought back.
Well, that was Iger's decision.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, they could have brought back so many other people. You could have gave me freaking Thrawn. You could have brought Maul back for something and killed him off again because he's Sisyphus.
Yeah.
He's
He's
Sisyphus, man. Or I would have even took like bringing back Savage Press somehow. Like, worse shit has happened. Fuck it, you could have gave me a dark Jar Jar Binks as the leader of the Sith, and I would have loved that more.
Because then it would have made sense why Jar Jar screwed everything up.
Yeah, why he was purposely freaking.
And well, I don't know. I think they should have used Darth Maul. They should have used Thrawn in those movies, and that could have been a nice transition to where we're at now.
Yeah,
and it could have tied in. They didn't have to throw away all the source material prior, which was all the books that came out, which Heir to the Empire was the first one that they started talking about, which I absolutely love that book, but it's no longer canon. None of those books are.
Well, sucks. I mean, I think, so what Disney did with that, right? They said none of the books are canon. They're now part of the Star Wars extended universe.
Yeah.
Or
like
Legends. Right? Dave Filoni was like, oh, I'm in charge of Star Wars now. He was like, cool. All my favorite characters are coming back. So I think as he's brought those characters back into the live action, now their stories are canon again. Because Filoni's going to stay true to the source material because he's like us. He's a huge nerd. Yeah,
but now he's telling us, just take what I give you guys and just
No, not Feige.
Oh, sorry.
Filoni. Dave Filoni. Sorry. In charge of Star Wars.
Yeah. Sorry.
Cowboy hat,
I'm getting
beard,
all of it. Yeah.
Chubby, dad bod guy.
And with freaking, what's his face? Happy at his side.
Yeah. Having freaking Jon Favreau to assist in the writing, I don't see Star Wars getting the same MCU treatment, but who knows? We're at year 4 of this live action, year 5 of this live action Star Wars verse. What's going to happen when we hit the 10-year mark like the MCU? We thought the MCU was going to ride.
No, I already had seen the signs, especially when the first Captain Marvel came out, that it's not going to go.
Oh my God. Who are you, Ace of Base? You saw the sign?
Yes, I saw the sign. I opened up my...
All right, guys, you can find us. But yeah, so I don't know. Maybe, jump into our TikTok, our IG, hit us up on Facebook. Let us know your guys' comments. What do you guys think of the MCU?
I'm going to put up this story on our Instagram. It will be on Instagram. It'll be on TikTok. So if you guys want to leave your comments about what you think about the whole the Marvels opening from this past weekend, which by the time you guys may see this may have already long gone. But if you did see it, let us know what you think about it, because I'll be honest, I'm not going to go see it. I'm not going to give my money for it.
We should do our first poll on the IG.
I got a poll.
Not the one that you sit on. We should do 2 polls. We haven't done a poll on the stories or whatever. Ask about how people feel about Kevin Feige's stance, how Iger's stance.
Yeah, all right.
Which one do you side with? And then we should also do, are you going to watch the Marvels? Or are you not going to watch the Marvels?
All right, we're going to have to put that together tomorrow. We'll have that up on our Instagram. And on our see what you guys think as far as Marvels, and then also Iger or Feige, where you guys stand. When they posted up all the, they always do it with the whole phases, and I saw the lineup for the next phase, I just kind of wasn't really.
Dude, I would have rathered a young Avengers than what we're getting right now.
Yeah.
Because have you ever seen the animated movie The Young Avengers?
Yeah.
That was actually really freaking
was.
good. But in order to make that story, you have to have a Tony Stark that's alive, and everybody else has to die.
But you did see something that
I don't know, man. I think it was a fan. I think it's a fan.
I think
edit,
it is.
But it looks like an Iron Man 4, which is more probably going to be Ironheart than anything.
That's what I mentioned, because I had heard something about that.
But
I didn't hear anything about it.
Okay, so I saw this video today. It was obviously a fan edit because I'm not that naive. But
Yes.
Robert Downey Jr. is coming back as Iron Man in Iron Man 4. It was a really well done edit, but
really,
I don't see it happening.
I couldn't even figure out the splices. I was trying to figure out which movies it came from, and it was hard for me.
Yeah, it was good. It was really well done.
I actually do. I mean, I could see it, but yeah, this one didn't. So, but yeah, I wasn't too fond about the upcoming. What phase is this? Phase 5? Phase 100?
This phase, the current phase of the MCU.
Yeah. But all right, we're gonna put those polls up for you guys. Can check that out really quick. Let me just get out of this because hold on, let me get to the brand. Oh, what do you say? I heavily dislike these new young what?
So he said that he dislikes these new Young Avengers, and the animated movie is infinity times better than what we're getting right now. And he's right.
Yeah, I mean, the Marvel cartoons haven't been the greatest compared to DC cartoons. DC has done a phenomenal job when it comes to the animated series.
Yeah, their animated series movies are very good.
Yeah, compared to their actual movies, which all absolutely suck. But that's a whole different discussion. We'll have to go through another day.
Yeah.
I don't like. But let me do this. Let's get out of this news so we know where this ended. We got to start using the little.
I don't know how to do
the B. The B. All you do is hit B when it's like, oh, that was a good segment. Oh, that segment ended.
I don't know how to do that.
We need a Ned. Damn it. I would say we use Guzman because he's here, but he's too dumb.
He doesn't know how to use a computer.
Dude, he barely can breathe and walk at the same time. So,
Geek News, we talked about our video games. We talked about This Week in Geek History. All that's left for us is go ahead and, if you haven't already, follow us on here. Like, subscribe, do all the things. Go to
Tell
IG,
your friends.
Follow us. Eugene has been putting up content. He's doing a build for Project Wish Upon a Star. He's making a costume for a young. What do they call? They call them stars.
Yeah, one of their stars.
One of their stars is
Scarlet,
who's going to be attending LA Comic-Con. He also has been doing the post on IG, keeping you guys up to date with like smaller stories that we're not going to be covering on the podcast. You'll also see the birthdays; those are going to transfer into our reels and our stories and stuff. But I'm going to try to figure out how to do a setup for my drawing stuff. I want to at least get a couple pictures out there. And I've got an idea of doing something Batman related.
Yes.
Maybe turning that into a print of some sort. And then whatever proceeds we get from those prints, donating some of it to Project Wish Upon a Star, and then the rest of it coming back to us so we can continue to keep doing things.
Don't forget, guys, December 1st through the 3rd, LA Comic Con. We will be there at LA Comic Con. We will be doing this from LA Comic Con. We're streaming all day, each day, and we'll be working with Project Wish Upon a Star, which, again, go onto our Instagram, go onto our link tree. It literally is a top link up there. Click on it. You can go see their site, see everything that they're all about. Donate to them. Like David said, I am working on that project for them and one of their kids that's coming to the event. She doesn't know about it, so if you guys know who we're talking about, don't say anything. And I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Who's going?
Also, like
Gonna
he said
buy me
earlier in the
this
video,
Ooh.
don't forget to buy us a slice. Anything we get is gonna, from now until the beginning of the con, is gonna go towards Project Wish Upon a Star.
$10 gets you a pack of stickers with our dog tag. I think I said $30 will get you a official, which we don't have any right here, but I will be posting up pictures of it. But an official Geek Saga T-shirt, and anything higher, we are actually going to be coming out with a couple other things, and I will be posting those up. But between, like you said, between now and until the 1st, by all means, donate. And James is hitting us up. James, where are you? Philippe, where are you?
Yep.
Look at you guys.
So yeah, join us every week. We're gonna continue to do this. We're gonna keep doing the Disney thing and shoving Project Wish Upon a Star down your throats, because that's the agenda we're gonna push, and you're gonna be happy. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I mean, we're just trying to help out. We're trying to do something good. We don't have the biggest following or the biggest thing, but any little bit we can do to help is probably going to be good for the community. You know what I mean?
We try. We really try.
This is the first time we've tried, but we're going to continue to try.
And it's not the army try, which that's
1%, man. 1%.
Is it 1% that signs up, or 1% energy that we put into it?
I don't care.
All right.
So anyways, go out there, keep tabs on them. They do little events here and there. They are based out of the LA area now, right? They said that's their home base, like the Los Angeles Comic-Con.
LA Comic-Con?
Isn't that their like home big event that they do?
Oh yeah. For Project Wish Upon
a Star.
Yeah, their home event is LA Comic-Con, because again, LA Comic-Con used to be called Stan Lee's Kamikaze, and they've been there for the last, I think,
since it kicked off,
which I think he said 15 years or 2015.
Yeah.
So shoot, yeah, that's almost 10 years.
8 years now.
Yeah, look at this guy. These guys are like bombarding us.
So yeah, do those things. Get out there, get them, give them their follows, help them out, help us help them. And like I said, continue to follow us. We're gonna do more things. We're gonna try to kick off some stuff. He's gonna do some of his cosplay builds. I'm going to try to get to the point where I'm doing some drawing stuff and make prints and try to sell some things, not just for Project Wish Upon a Star. He wants to do some stuff for him. I want to do some stuff for me, but we also want to assist in getting more money out there for them. These kids deserve it. Darren and his wife deserve any help that they can get, because they do so much. And I
mean, Darren's just a really cool guy.
Yeah, he's been really chill. The messages that go back and forth between us and him are he's
super cool, dude. I like him.
He's cooler than Phil at Distance Nerding.
And James. Oh no, I like James too.
Yeah, James is
cool. Philippe, if you're watching,
we like him.
Oh, actually, we haven't said his name 3 times, so we're okay.
Stop.
All right, I'm gonna stop. But we still like you. All right, take us out.
All right, so anyways, you know where to find us: IG, Instagram, YouTube. Hit us up at the Gmail, which is the only one that's different, the Geek Saga 20 at gmail.com. Everything else is at the Geek Saga. We are on Twitch as well. So if you're coming from Twitch, thanks for joining us. If you're coming from YouTube, thanks for joining us. And if you caught us live on Instagram or Facebook, thank you. We appreciate you guys coming. And join us next week when the saga continues. We'll be back.